let's run the stage again. Let's see if it works this time. So the idea is to have a walk around the hangars and check out some of these ships that are in the hangars. So first of all, open the universe. And we're going to check the self-flying hangar. And I can guarantee there's going to be a bug in this hangar because the Hornet F7C will have sunk through the hangar floor. How do I know that, you ask? That's because it's a well-known bug that they haven't fixed yet. Yeah, and there you go, the Hornet F7C has sunk through the hangar bay floor. So we might as well go and fix that first and then have a climb inside. Oh, let's change the view. Yeah, as you can see, standard avatar. Everybody's got standard avatars at the moment. And as you can see, this flight is moving, it's going to try and squash me. Well, it's basically caught up its anchor point, so I'll have to go find a new one and just move it. I actually firmly believe it's simply because they haven't bothered to fix the bug yet. Well, now that the car is doing much more of the work, seems to be much smoother now. Anyway, you can see it's quite nice in this fighter. And this is, as I say, the Hornet F7C is quite heavily armed. Missile racks, lasers. Does look quite nice in here. Yeah, you can see this is a self-land hangar, quite a lot of cargo canisters floating about. There's pallet-sized containers over here. Now, every hangar will have some of these, different variations. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to run down, jump into the Merlin. I think it's called the Merlin, I can't remember now. Yep, see there you go, it's a P-52 Merlin, basically the snub fighter that comes with the Constellation class ships. This is basically the very short range escort fighter, not capable of jumping, so it does basically have to be carried everywhere. Well, let's get into close quarters combat with your Constellation class, then just put somebody in it as a pilot to help. We can see this ship is much smaller, a bit cramped, but it's still heavily armed. Still looks quite nice, got a very good open field of view. But you can see, because of the bug, it's starting to scoot sideways now. Here you can see again a lot more shipping containers and cargo canisters, big boxes, small ones as well. Yeah, basically this hangar's got 2 lifts at the sides, it's also got a lift down here. You can see it does look a bit dark in here, but apparently this is the standard lighting for this kind of hangar. And there's my Squadron 42 towel. What I'm going to do now is go up and have a look at the flight control. It's basically the command and control centre for this type of hangar. Bit basic, because you basically got to remember these are all walkways, basically black viewing platforms, nothing to them. Just like you can see. This type of hangar is supposed to be available for putting in asteroids, anywhere basically large enough here. Yeah, and all these passageways, basically ending a door like that over there, but none of them actually work. So as you can see, this is a command and control centre for this type of hangar. A bit basic, like I say, nothing works, there's no seats. So the command and control officers in here will stand up the whole time, or move some of these small containers and sit on those. Hopefully there'll be an update in the future, and there will be a few seats in here. What I'd love to do eventually is get in one of the fighters and fly to one of the other hangars, but at the moment what you simply have to do is leave the game and respawn in a different hangar. I think now we're going to check out the area view of the hangar, which is the high-tech hangar. As you can see, here's the information. And call sign here. Basically, architecture is high-tech. Yeah, it does say capable of holding a client meeting. Yeah, 1 or 2. Not very good as a client meeting base though. So I've got a quick read of that. Let's go and have a look at the hangar. So now, as you can see, we've got a slightly larger class ship now. This is a Constellation class Aquila, basically exploration ship. Now unfortunately, this ship's been updated, but not in my hangar yet. This is still one of the original versions. What we're going to do now, we're going to have a walk around, we're going to look through this other door. So I'm not sure whether in the future or not you'll be able to drive through this, or at least walk through it onto the planet, or wherever your base is. And again, you can see different kinds of cargo canisters, freight containers. Basically every hangar has a portal like this with a lift. Yeah, Yeah, of course, lift doors open, but nothing else apart from that works. So even though the lift appears to be going down or up, even though not inside it, it doesn't actually work. We can see where it does say Command and Control Centre. Well, I'm guessing that's supposed to. So once we go upstairs to the command and control area, you'll see that another door. I'm guessing it's far to the left, even though it doesn't work. Now I still haven't worked out what these numbers are for. 55, P7, and DD. Yes, well, I suppose that'll be something for the future. Yeah, the list to the command and control centre right in the middle, but what we're going to do, as we're already on the ground floor, we're going to look at this ship. And as you can see, I'm going to guess this is where a fighter would be once you've upgraded the ship. Currently when you go inside, you'll see it looks completely different than my next ship, which already had a sub fighter mounted. But like I said, this is one of the original versions, so I'm guessing it hasn't been updated yet. Yeah, so once the ship is updated, this down here that I'm looking at now should be a manned turret. But of course, there's nothing here at the moment, just a viewing window. Yes, and this lift does actually work properly. It basically comes down, smashes you through the head, and next thing you know, it's inside the ship. That's better. I thought I'd change the views so we can have a proper look round. Yeah, you can see that there's a cockpit, cabin, or command quarters. Basic work to control the ship. It's basically slightly different to the other ships. Got a much better viewing circle. Yeah, because this is basically the Explorer class ship. It does look quite bright in here, so it'll be very difficult to hide it as a combat ship. Yeah, so even though it's got two seats, basically one will be for the science station at the top, and one for the turret at the bottom, which doesn't exist at the moment. There you go, as you can see, the seating and table arrangement does actually work. The crew can sit around here, spin around the centre table, get a drink off, have a chat, discuss what they're going to be doing next. Got no real living quarters, but I'm going to guess and say this is the kitchen area. There's two cubicles here. I already know what these are, but let's open them so everybody can have a look. Yes, you've guessed it, the toilet. big surprise is, yes, it actually works. Although I'm not sure what to do this with all the crew watching, you probably want to shut the door first. And you can see there's still quite a few bugs. Came out of the toilet and it's put me on the roof of the ship. So you're going to say, is it possible to get down? Well, there's two ways of doing that. You can either jump or fall off. A bit like that. So of course, now I need to get back inside the ship and show you a bit more of it. Okay, so this down the lift works slightly better. So close that door. And you see I've just closed the toilet. What's this side, I wonder? Yeah, you can probably guess I already knew that's a shower. Now of course this is not usable. Well, at least not yet. Yeah, and of course it's a 4-man crew, and these are 4 bugs or 4 escape pods. What I'm going to do is get to the top and have a bit of a nap for a few seconds. Oh yes, very comfortable as long as you don't keep banging your head. There you can see a few more graphics bugs, it should be up to the top of it again. And back onto the roof. It's moving in the same direction and it throws back inside the ship. Still quite a few graphics bugs with this ship. So most of the ships, those doors are open automatically, but this one, no, I've got to do it. Now you can see this is basically the cargo bay. That's where the land vehicle would be. The all-terrain SRV, 3-wheel drive, yeah, 6-wheel drive, sorry. Does look very open and spacious. Yeah, quite a lot of headroom, but there's quite a big difference between this ship and the next one I'm going to be showing you. But let's play that when we get there. This area is also a lot much larger than the next ship, so I'm guessing you're going to be able to put a all-terrain vehicle in the loading bay there and put some cargo up here, as long as you can find a way of passing it down. Yeah, you can still see quite a lot of graphics bugs where my head keeps clipping through the ceiling. Right, so in the other Constellation class I'll be showing you later, that's where the fighter would be. I'm not sure why this Constellation class and the next one look completely different at this point. Yeah, as the hangar's completely locked, we may just leave all the doors open and just go down the steps. Yeah, in the Alpha 3 update, there will be panels up there where you can just press a button and it lowers the cargo bay ramps. At the moment, you've got to try and find a way to load from inside. That's unusual, found it within a few seconds. Not always in the same place, so it can be quite awkward to get that to go down. It's supposed to have some lasers on the top, but of course this is one of the early versions, so it hasn't got any lasers mounted on it yet, that's all. So it's basically got no weapons. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open one of the lifts and go to the command control centre. Yeah, you can see these lifts are all automatically in the works, you just go in it and it works. Yeah, so you can basically see it's got no weapons mounts at all, got no turrets. Basically a bit, well, if you're going to get in a fight in this ship at the moment, you'll get blown to bits. And this room is a command and control centre. Now, how you're supposed to have a meeting in here with clients, I'm not really sure, because as you can see, this is all there is. Yeah, these panels all light up, nothing actually works at the moment. Yes, trophy cabinet, one trophy. Yeah, as I'm not counting this RSI Cup, because obviously I didn't take part, it's just because I've got the Constellation class ships. And you can see the plaque on the wall, and my plant table is a perennial plant in a glass dome. Not sure how that would survive in a dome, because it's a bit hard to water. I'm not sure what kind of atmosphere it would be in. Yeah, that's one of the boxes for one of the ships. And of course this is a lift. It doesn't actually work. You can see where it says Air Overview Hangars. Yeah, of course that's the back of the Constellation Aquila. And as you can see, as I said, no weapons of any kind. Of course for Alpha 3 that should be completely updated, with a weapons turret that can be manned, science stations, big lasers on the top. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to switch hangars and look at the operational headquarters. Now when we go to this hangar, you'll see it's got a vast difference between the two. you can see the Constellation class Andromeda. Usually much darker and much more business like. Plus there's a snub fighter, the Merlin P-52 fighter. And now you can see some very modern cargo and freight containers. And I'm going to open the cargo canister or cargo ramp from here this time. You can see this one now has all those ramps so it can be driven onto. So even though the Aquila is supposed to be an exploration vehicle with the all-terrain vehicle, that hasn't got the ramps at the moment. And you can also see even from this angle, that's the weapons turret that can be manned by a player. I'm stood directly on the elevator, so I'm going to activate it and then run back. And of course that's how the elevator is supposed to work. And I'm also sure you should be able to get at least 3 people on this elevator. And when the airlock, and of course it pushed my head through the bottom of the ship. Alright, so now you can see it's much more utilitarian. It's got a couch right inside, and that's just on the table, which doesn't actually work at the moment. This ship is supposed to have a 5-man crew, or I should say 5-person crew, which is why it's got 5 lockers over here that are all empty. And even though the ship's got a 5-man crew normally, it's only got 4 escape pods, 4 bunks. So does that mean one person is going to get left behind? No, of course not. This ship's not come equipped with that fighter, so in a dire emergency, one person will be in the fighter. And you can see, completely different way to get into the bunk, and it looks much nicer in here, even though it's not supposed to be. No steps, you basically climb up by standing on the other one. But again, you can see graphics clipping, it's put my head through the panels. And here we have the bridge. So I'm going to head to the top turret. You can see it's got quite a nice view. Now this ship has got quite a bad blind spot at the back. But you can see, you get to see quite a lot of it. So the blind spot is not actually that big once they get people in these turrets. You can probably tell now that this ship actually skips across the side a little bit. That's one of the other bugs. Yeah, for this demonstration I'm not going to get into the lower gun because there's not much of view down there. But I'm going to get into the pilot seat. And then again you can see a bit more graphics bugs, graphics clipping, just put my head to the top again. like that.
Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
And apparently inside the hangar I've got no targets to shoot at. Probably just as well make a mess of the hangar. Yeah, and as I was saying, this is basically a ship that can have a 5-man crew. Although I'm probably going to guess you can fit a lot more than 5 people. So I'm sure you'll be able to put 5 in as a crew and a squad of marines. Yeah, so now we're going to walk through the middle and I'll show you why it's much more heavily armed than the Aquila. See, now you can see what I'm talking about. 3, 6, 9, 18 missiles per side. 36 missiles in total, quite heavily armed. Plus it's got very large turrets that can be manned and some very extremely large lasers. That are gimbaled but only point towards the front and can only be gimbaled to a certain degree. But if you do get into a fight, we've actually got this P-52 Merlin at the back. So for a 5-man crew, you'd have a pilot, 2 gunners, a fighter captain that would jump into the fighter, and you still have 1 spare crew member. Who could be doing running repairs or sat in the co-pilot seat helping with the weapons. Yeah, you can see the headroom here is quite low, but look at the back of this ship, it's completely different to the Aquila. So what I'd be hoping for is to be able to upgrade the Aquila and put a fighter in it, because you can see the slot at the back of the Aquila, but like I say, once you get inside, the ships are completely different. Yeah, so the Aquila will be coming up with those all-terrain vehicles, but those would easily fit in any other Constellation class. You just drive it onto the cargo bay. And that's how you get inside this fighter. Of course, as far as I'm aware at the moment, it can't be launched in-game, or can't really dock after it's been launched, and you're taking out the fighters, or taking whatever ships you're attacking. It does look quite nice though. But as you can see, much crouch in the back of here, and it does look completely different to the Aquila, even though the power plants and everything else is supposed to be basically the same. Yeah, once you start earning credits, buy things for the ships to upgrade it. What you probably want to do as well is make sure you got some spare parts, spare power plants, or you try and upgrade the power plant. They are saying even with lifetime insurance, once you upgrade your ship and it's destroyed, all you get is a basic hull of the ship, or whatever came with it originally, that's what you get. So let's say you did upgrade it with better power plants, better shield generators, you're probably better off buying a spare one. Right, so this ship's been updated slightly. That panel will have a switch on now, but it still works, you just got to be in the right angle, just ask them to close the cargo bay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the cargo bay door open, and I'm going to go back down the lift and leave the lift open, so you can see what it's like from the outside. Yes, I nearly forgot, all the Aquilas have docking ports on the sides. With a small airlock that we get in. In fact, I might just try that. Yes, at the moment, as you could tell, that didn't work. It clipped me right inside the framework. Which is why I jumped back as fast as possible. Yeah, all these storage lockers are all empty at the moment, but I guess you'd be armour in there, or clothing, weapons. That's probably the weapons locker this side. Yeah, at the moment it's very hard to find those switches. Of course, that's been well updated now in Alpha 3. But I'm going to guess now, as this is what appears to be a combination lock, that would be the weapons locker. And that would be the munitions for your hand weapons. And there we are, outside of the ship again. So I'm now going to guess and say this is where you probably put extra cargo freight containers, or where you may be standing if the ship's leaving or exit or entering as you're in the hangar. You're probably getting one of these side chutes to be out of the way. Well, now you can see there's lifts in all four corners. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go to the command and control centres first. Oh, before I forget, you can see this panel off to the side. I show you the status of these hangars. Yeah, everything's okie-dory. Yeah, you can see I seem to run past that control beam on the outside. That's because it don't actually work. Oh, as you can see, some weapons are hand pistol in one of the boots. Now, the funny thing is, this is the first time I've seen this. Must be a new addition. Yeah, so best to know where to put them on the moment. now you can see this is command and control centres. Well, much better. 2 very large couches, tables. Yeah, display cabinet for one of the ships. And of course this lift doesn't actually work. And there we go, typical. I think I've just crashed the game again. Oh, let's go back out to the main menu. Yeah, basically partial crash. The last time it crashed the computer as well. Right, so I know I've been here before, it's the same hangar, but this time we're going to go to, well, basically the meeting space. Yeah, so for any big organisation, this hangar will be perfect. You can see, going with the lift, much better view. Still clipping. But here we are. This is basically the biggest lounge I've ever seen. 2 basic office spaces, some nice plants as well. 2 large seating areas for big meetings, large groups of people. But off to the sides, you're not going to believe this, let's have a look. So now basic side of the hangar, and there's this area this side, and there's one on the opposite side. But let's say you had a group of people in here and you shouted, the people on the other side of the hangar would not be able to hear you. Same with the people in that big control lounge up at the top of the hangar. They wouldn't be able to hear you, so you have some private meetings as well if you want to. Just sit down and relax, have a few drinks. Although the tables do seem to be quite far away. But yeah, glass floor, you can jump up and down it, doesn't make any difference. Now you can see this Constellation Class Andromeda. It's got 2 very large lasers there, and it's got 2 large turrets that can be manned. And of course, missile launchers, which would come in handy. So let's say you do get into a fight, any other, if the smaller the Constellation class, yeah, you'll be able to kick its ass. But you can see the ship, because I was walking around inside it, it's actually skirted round to the side. I've just realised I'm not allowed to sit down yet. My legs are getting tired. Let's have a sit down. Oh, another bug. Jump right on top of the couch. Yeah, and as you can see, even though this is supposed to be the large meeting hangar, there's nowhere to sit down. Yeah, you can see these two tables just far enough apart that you could have two quiet meetings. Yeah, you can see the ship from up here. It does look a bit mean and nasty. Kick ass, especially with a 5-man crew. You get a wing of these, they'll take on almost anything. Well, that's it for this tour.